Hey everybody, welcome back to Women Carry Knives. What are we taking a look at today? Well, today we have got the Hogue EX01. This is a freaking cool knife. I love my Hogue knives. This is an Elisha design, as you can see there. You can see that on the blade. This thing is just a chunk. I am really liking it. I am not a huge fan of finger placement on a knife, but for some reason, this thing is just the way it's done, man, it is so incredibly comfortable. I love how it's kind of like ground out, milled out here, because that really just allows your hand to sit in there so nicely. It's like a glove. It just fits like a glove. It's really, really wonderful. So with this one, you are going to get they do go from 160 to 190. So with this one, you are going to get a 154 cm Tanto blade or Tanto. It is a stonewash blade. Very beautiful. I really do like the way they stonewash. I think it looks really, really good. It is sharper than shit, you guys. This is just a phenomenal knife. Now, this is another one that comes from Big More Knife and Gear. So again, thank you so much for allowing us to review it. It has been wonderful. What I really like about this one, and let's go into the handle. So your handle is going to be the Damascus, and you have a lot of texture to it. You also have the nice texture back here. I mean, this one it's a little workhorse. This does not feel like it's ever going to slip out of your hand at all whatsoever. You've got some giant jimping, as I like to call it. It is thumb studs, and it is a button lock. What I like about this is that you have the ability to make your flipper by locking it into place into a fixed blade. So even if you press that button, it is not going to release. And I like that. You know, you never know when you're using your knife when that might be something that is good to use. See, I'm losing the strength of my thumb, you guys. This has been just phenomenal. It is super fun. It's not very drop shutty by any means. It's got a great thwack to it. Oh my God, can you hear that? Just sounds amazing. I kind of like that camo-y look to it. It's really kind of cool. Your clip is very strong. I am absolutely loving that. And it's just a stainless steel clip. For those of you that like, you know, the lower clips, this is definitely one that's going to work. Now, is it a deep pocket? No, not at all. You know, you've got 3/4 of an inch hanging out of your pocket. But even with that, it's still very comfortable. And maybe it's just the way that it rides in my pocket, but I have actually been super happy with it. As you can see, it is a thumb stud deployment. So for those of you that like flippers, you're kind of out of luck on this one. You do not have a flipper. It is a thumb stud. It has an absolutely great thwack to it, as I said. You are looking at a 4-inch blade on this. Actually, that's not quite 4, is it? Now we're looking at 1, 2, 3, and about 3.5 with about just over 3.25 inch cutting edge. Your handle length is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4.5 inches, which is going to give you an overall of about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 inches, just under 8 inches. So that is a really good size. Now, it's a bit heavier. I mean, it's fairly well balanced for what it is. You know, you're talking pretty well balanced on that. So that is really nice, even though it is pretty heavy. You guys, this one is, well, actually, I did not look up the weight. So if I have my scale over here somewhere, and I do, let's see what this one weighs. I am curious. All right. So for those of you who do it in ounces, you are looking at 4.4 ounces. Is this a large knife? No, not by any means. This is definitely a medium size. And we can do some comparisons here. Let's take a look at next to the rat one, which I already have sitting out here. So you can see this is a large. This is definitely more than a medium, small or medium. It's a full-blown medium. I know, you guys like my little sayings. Let's take a look at it next to the Benchmade Presidio. And that is, again, a large knife. That's definitely medium. Let's do some comparison for those of you that like your Spydercos. Let's take a look at it next to the Delica 4. So you can see I consider this medium, and we're just a tad bigger, so we're going to go full medium on this one. And let's take a look at it next to the Bug Out. And we'll go ahead and throw up the Rat 2 also. So there you go. That is a full medium size. Now, these are all definitely lighter knives, right? As I said, this one was, what, 4.4 ounces, I said? Even with that, this feels, I mean, just so incredibly sturdy. Like, this is going to do some nice work. Like, you're going to be able to really kind of bang on it and use it. And it's not ours, so we don't. You know, Hogue always has just super, super sharp knives straight out of the box. You will never get a dull knife. And if you do, I'd be very surprised. If you do, send it back and get them to sharpen it, because their knives are just phenomenal. Now, I have a lot of Hogues, and I absolutely love them. There hasn't been one yet that I have not liked. So that says a lot for the company, and I think they do great things. Their customer service is absolutely wonderful also. But sorry about that, you guys. Back to this. You do have capability to have a lanyard if you so choose. And because of the way that they've done the scales, I'm sorry, I'm just totally drawing a blank. They have it come together very nicely. You really can't feel it. And it almost gives you kind of that integral look. Or integral, however you'd like to say it. The push button is a little sticky. It is much harder to flip out, so I don't know that he has used this one very much. You know, it's very smooth, but a lot of the times you get these, they're very drop shutty. This is not a super drop shutty. A lot of the times you get them, and on a button lock, you can flick it out. Okay, that time it did work. But, yeah. You can choke up on this one and hold it much higher. You can actually be back further on it. So if I'm back further, you're here. Either way, with the way this is kind of milled out, it is very comfortable. It just allows your finger to sit right there. And I keep saying I'm not a huge fan of people or knife companies making, you know, knives where you are told where to put your finger placement. But there's something about this one. And maybe it's because I have the smaller fingers, and I don't know if it would be as comfortable if you had the larger fingers, but it is really, really comfortable to me in any way that I've held it. Now, I haven't had to reverse hold it, but see, even that would be really comfortable for me. So that would be good too. Really loving this one, you guys. And really, I mean, for 160, 190 bucks, you can't go wrong. That's really good. And it's an Elishewitz design, so that's always a plus too. I would recommend this one. In fact, I would think I'd like to get this one. Now, even though you don't have the right-hand ambidextrous availability on this, you do have the tip up or tip down. Now, I prefer my knives to be carried like this, tip up. However, you can switch your clip and you can make it tip down. And I know there's a lot of people that do like it that way. So, I love that thwack. Cannot get it to close, but just sounds incredible. I love that. Yeah, I would like to take one of these out and just lock it up and just see what it can do, because it is just phenomenal. I love this kind of like harpoony look to it too. I'm usually not a huge like Tanto fan, which is really interesting because there's something about this one that I don't know, that I just really, really like. And that's really different for me. Like I said, comfort factor is really huge for me. And this one is very, very comfortable in hand. All right, you guys, that has been a look at the Hogue EX01. Absolutely loving this one. And this one actually comes from, I believe, the Extreme series also. So just so you guys know that. If you get a chance, go ahead and get one of these in hand. I don't think you would be sorry. I think you would absolutely love it. You can't go wrong with a Hogue knife. You can't go wrong with an Elishewitz design. He's got phenomenal designs too. Thank you guys. If you're still here, go ahead and do me a favor, hit that like button. It does help out the channel. If you are not a subscriber, I'd love to have you here all the time. So feel free to go ahead and that subscribe button and join me 3 days a week. And as always, feel free to leave me a comment down in the comment section. You know I love talking to you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Until next time.